Merrill Adult Diploma Academy, playground balls, jump rope and etc. From the Washington School PTO valued at $445.30 for recess equipment for students at Washington Elementary School. 8 shoots football games from USA Football valued at $2,000 for helping the football program for Merrill football. Funds from the Knights of Columbus valued at $2,106.49 for community involvement activities and making various purchases when a need is demonstrated by a special needs student for the Merrill High School Special Education Program. Cash from the Octagon Club valued at $300 for wristbands for the Octagon Club. Cash from Dave's County Market valued at $500 for the Merrill Girls Basketball Calendar fundraiser. Cardboard trays from Ellenberry Farms and Tushat family valued at $10 for chemistry, 2 lab supplies at Merrill High School. A book from Jim Blair valued at $20 for student use at the Merrill High School Library. A full mold white turkey from the Lincoln County Sports Club valued at $500 for display in the museum and naming lodge at the Merrill High School. From Merrill School Force, cash from Phil Zimmer's photography valued at $52 for pizza party for Prairie River Middle School football. 4 men's suits from Tony Moldenauer valued at $80 for costumes for the Merrill High School. Cast portraits from Phil Zimmer's photographer valued at $800 for publicity for the fall production at the Merrill High School. A book entitled One Winter's Day from Arliss Marquis, valued at $16 in memory of Mike Bargender, father of Christine Barzine, at the Washington Elementary School Library. A book entitled Guinness World Records 2008 from Jim Blair, valued at $14.99 for students at the Washington Elementary School Library. Cash from One Way Collision Center, valued at $25 for homecoming funds and for the school student council. Cash from Park City Credit Union, valued at $70 for the homecoming fund for student council. Cash from SGS Environmental Contracting, valued at $50 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Sherfinsky and Sun Water Systems, valued at $50 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Thelma's valued at $100 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Pine Ridge Quickeroo valued at $25 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Merrill House of Music valued at $25 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Merrill Veterinarian Clinic valued at $50 for the homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Chips of Merrill valued at $50 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Golden Merrill Trailers valued at $100 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Badger Reef valued at $25 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Northwoods Evergreen and Wired valued at $25 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Job Connections of Wisconsin valued at $25 for homecoming fund for student council. Cash from Woodland Court Elder Services valued at $100 for homecoming fund for student council. 7 books from Shirley Schnee valued at $105 for student use at Merrill High School Library. 60 pumpkins from Russell and Sandra Nolan valued at $180 for practicing knife skills to the Merrill High School Family and Consumer Ed. Clinics, soft soap and Clorox disinfecting wipes from Kate Goodrich PTO valued at $221.04 for the disinfecting and cleaning classrooms clean at Kate Goodrich Elementary School, and 17 pumpkins from Matt and Jen Zilliger and family valued at $50 for science and math comparisons and carton from Maple Grove Elementary School kindergartners.
Thank you.
And I apologize for the names.
Do I have a second to that motion? Meredith? Thank you.
She gets to read next time and I'll second.
I'm thinking I'll get you to read it again.
We can do that.
We'll take turns. Yeah. Any discussion on the donations?
I don't know if they were just, if I heard it wrong or not, but I just wanted to make sure that they were stated correctly. From Park City Credit Union, it was stated as 70, my package shows 75.
Okay, thank you.
Northwoods Evergreen was stated at 25 and shows 50. So I just want to make sure proper credit is.
Correct amounts are in there, thank you. Any other discussion on the donations?
Thank you.
Donations, including the previous ones over $2,500 that would be approved this evening, would be $20,686.45, bringing our grand total for the year to $67,897.77. That is awesome. All those in favor of approval of the donations signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Nay. Anyone abstaining? That motion carries, all aye. Thank you very much, and thank you to all of our donors as well. Moving on to the consent agenda, we have a few items. Second reading of the policy 362.2, discipline related to students' personal websites. We have 2009 high school Spanish department trip. There is paperwork in your packet regarding that, and all of the paperwork meets the approval of the field trip policy as checked out by Mr. Murray. We have minutes from our October 17th regular board meeting and November 1st and 7th special board meetings. We have claims and vouchers to be approved, and receipts and cash reconciliation treasurer's report, which was reviewed tonight by Renee Frederick and myself. Meredith was unavailable. And we have a retirement, which should be on your table in gold, I believe, from Karen Westerhouse, who is retiring from her teaching position as first grade teacher at Jefferson School, effective at the end of this school year. She is also asking that the board acknowledge the timeliness of this retirement, and certainly Karen's many years of service to the district. We do appreciate it when our teachers come forward to let us know as we're planning and submitting their retirements as early as possible. That's always very helpful. And certainly thank Ms. Westerhouse for her years of service to the district. We have no hirings this evening, and that brings us to the end of the consent agenda. Any discussion on consent agenda items?
Could we separate
out the internet policy from consent agenda.
Certainly. Request to pull the internet policy out of the consent agenda for discussion. Anyone opposed to that? Okay. So done, we will do that, and then we will be voting on the rest of the consent agenda, which would be a motion that, is this up to date now?
And lavender.
Lavender, okay. Then the lavender, I would look for a motion on the lavender paper, but not referring to item number 1. Would someone wish to make that motion on the consent agenda? Carrie?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, the 2009 high school Spanish department trip, minutes of the October 19th, November 1st, November 12th, and November 7th, 2007 board meetings, claims and vouchers totaling $2,196,589.09, and receipts totaling $2,554,498.25, and the retirement of Karen S. Westerhouse, first grade teacher at Jefferson Elementary School, effective the culmination of the 2007-2008 school year.
Thank you. Do we have a second to the consent agenda motion? Meredith? Is there any discussion on the items on the consent agenda? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Nay. And those abstaining? Russ from October 17th for the minutes, and November 1st, Carrie. And that was it. Everyone was here on the 7th. Okay, that stands approved then unanimously. We will go back then to the first item in the consent agenda that was pulled off, which is the internet policy 362.2. We'll go to Brenda since you asked for it to be removed. Start discussion.
I guess I would prefer to moving forward of not forwarding the policy. I'm just a little hesitant. Part of the wording of the accessing of personal websites bothers me, and I'm just a little afraid of how it might be policed.
Okay. Any other discussion? Chuck?
I would agree with Brenda. I think that we're asking for a potential problem, and I think somebody would take it to task, and we would have to defend it. Whether it's right or wrong, we'd still have to defend it, and I don't think we need to be spending that kind of money to do it.
2 cons, do we have a pro? Meredith?
Unfortunately not. I agree with the administration's attempt and the reasoning behind it. I don't have any problems with that. I think the law is already there, and if something was happening, that we'd be able to do it. I'm not sure that we necessarily need the policy, like I said previously. But I understand and commend the attempt to put the warning out there, again, but I go back to previous meetings, where I'm much more comfortable with just a statement saying we will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. But I guess I'm, open to more comments on it.
Anyone wish to speak for the policy? Renee?
I'd like to see the policy go forward because of the potential threat to our school and our students. I think this policy should be put into place so that we have a policy if this would happen. Right? And I wish I could say it better than that, but if there's a threat, I would like our school district to have a policy on how we're going to handle that threat.
Anyone else that hasn't weighed in? An opinion, pro or con? I guess I feel there's so much in the paper starting now with the MySpace issues and the internet and just cyberbullying and all those kinds of things going on. I guess I personally relate this to some of those threats and some of the things that are out there. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot of discussion about controls on some of these things based on the issues that are happening on the internet. I'm very comfortable with the fact that this was written by legal and looked at them, and so I would support it as well. Karen?
For Meredith's comment, the very last sentence kind of states what you just said.
Yeah, I saw that.
Where it says the policy recognizes the free speech rights of students and the limitations on the district's authority to discipline students for engaging in speech and is intended to be no broader than permitted by law. Any other discussion? There is.
I guess then just to clarify, it is a policy, really we're just making a formalized statement in essence then, if I look at it that way, going back to, I just think we need a statement, but I guess it serves the purpose of making it formal and then distributing it so all students and parents are aware that that's the intent to, act within or as permitted by law.
I guess this would be in our policy book, and for the students and parents, then, for them to know that if they want to engage in this kind of behavior, there's a policy that you'll be disciplined for this kind of behavior. And I feel as administration has to deal with threats coming from websites or this kind of communication, I think it makes it easier for them to be able to discipline and do what needs to be done to handle the situation.
Anyone else? Is there anyone who wishes to make a motion to approve this policy at the second reading?
I will make that motion.
Do I have a second to the motion to approve the policy at the second reading?
I'll second that motion.
Yes. Any other discussion regarding the policy? Okay, then we'll vote. All those in favor of the second read adopting the policy signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Nay.
3 nays? Can I see? Okay, ayes. Those voting aye. And nays are 3. 5 to 3 then, that motion carries and the policy is approved. Thank you very much. We can move on now from the consent agenda. We are up to education reports and discussions. The first item on the agenda this evening was the CISA 9 liaison report, and Mr. Eckes is not here this evening, so we have nothing to report there. We can move into administrative reports. A, building program updates. We had pages 90 through 101 in our packets, which were reports from the administrators on their building activities. Anyone have anything they wish to comment on regarding those?
I just want to comment on Shannon and at the Merrill High School. I was on the committee for the long-range planning, and we talked about these, and the group felt all the, and you can't see all of these, but there's a list